Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Hold on to your Fenway Franks, Red Sox Nation, because what we just witnessed in the opening days of Spring Training 2026 might be the single most important development for this Boston ball club heading into what could be a genuinely special season. We're not talking about a minor adjustment. We're not talking about a guy who tweaked his diet or switched to a new batting glove brand. We are talking about a completely reborn JIREN DURAN, and the man who watched it all go down, manager Alex Cora himself, is already using words like different hitter. When your manager, one of the sharpest minds in baseball, pulls up to the post-game podium after the very first spring training contest and tells the media that your outfielder looks like a completely different version of himself, you stop what you're doing and you pay attention. Because in this game, that kind of praise this early in the calendar means something real is happening down in Fort Myers. Let's set the scene for you. Spring training is fully underway. Games are being played every single day. The Red Sox took the field for their first action of 2026, and while the pitching staff has been drawing most of the headlines, rightfully so, because that rotation looks absolutely filthy, it was one man with a bat in his hands who flipped the script and made everybody lean forward in their chairs. Jarren Duran stepped into the box, and what happened next is the kind of thing that makes Red Sox fans forget it's only February. 2 for 3, 2 doubles, an exit velocity of 105.4 miles per hour on the first one, a 104.6 on the second, a ground rule double that would have been kissing the outfield wall in a real game. Those aren't spring training numbers. Those are MVP conversation numbers. And the baseball nerds in the room, you know who you are, already know what exit velocities north of 105 mean. It means the ball is being absolutely demolished. It means the swing is on time, the hips are firing, and the contact is being made at the absolute sweet spot of the barrel. It means Jarren Duran is locked in before the calendar has even flipped to March. Now here is where the story gets genuinely fascinating, and this is the part that every single Red Sox fan needs to understand going into 2026. Last year, something was off with Duran. Not catastrophically off, not broken beyond repair, but noticeably, frustratingly off for a player who had finished 9th in MVP voting the year prior. In 2024, this man played 160 games, batted .285, was one of the most electric leadoff hitters in the entire American League, and was making Fenway Park buzz every single time he stepped to the plate. Then 2025 came along, and the numbers dipped. The consistency disappeared, and whispers started swirling around the league about whether Boston should be shopping him this past offseason. The culprit? His leg kick, or more precisely, the absence of it. This is the part that sounds almost too simple to be true, but baseball is full of these moments where the smallest mechanical adjustment ends up being the difference between a guy being a star and a guy being a disappointment. At some point during the 2025 season, the coaching staff and Duran himself got the idea that if he shortened his leg kick, that big, dramatic pump of the front leg that had been his signature move, he could get to pitches quicker, reduce his strikeout rate, and handle lefties more effectively. The theory made sense on paper. In practice, it turned Jarren Duran into a different hitter in all the wrong ways. He was caught in no man's land mechanically, somewhere between his natural explosive self and this manufactured, quieter version they were trying to build. His chase rate spiked. His whiff rate climbed. His expected batting average, expected on-base percentage, expected slugging, all the underlying numbers that tell you who a hitter really is beneath the surface, took a noticeable hit compared to 2024. He was forcing it. He was overthinking it. And the game stopped being fun for one of the most naturally gifted athletes in the Red Sox organization. Fast forward to this offseason, and here is what changed. The work, the real, grinding, purposeful work, was all about one thing: get back on time, be on time, and hit the ball hard. That was the message, and that meant bringing back the leg kick in its full, beautiful, chaotic glory. Alex Cora said it himself after that first spring training game, noting that last year Duran felt like he was in between, torn between the leg kick and trying something new. And this year the entire offseason was dedicated to simplifying that approach and letting him be himself again. Watch the video comparison if you can get your hands on it, and it tells the whole story in about 3 seconds. On the left, 2025 Duran, that short, conservative load, the swing that looked like a man trying not to make a mistake. On the right, 2026 Duran, the same leg that pops up high in the air, the same explosive load that he carried through 2024, the same trigger mechanism that made him one of the most feared hitters in Boston's lineup during his best stretch of professional baseball. It is night and day. And in a sport where timing is literally everything, the difference between a short, choppy load and a full, confident leg kick can be the difference between a 250 hitter and a 290 hitter with 30-plus home runs. There is also another layer to this story that Cora himself teased at in his comments, and it has to do with lineup positioning. In 2024, Duran led off every single game. That was his identity, that was his role, and he absolutely flourished in it. But partway through 2025, things started getting shuffled. He got moved around the order, found himself batting as low as 7th at certain points, and Cora has openly reflected that hitting him at the top of the lineup when he was struggling actually made things worse. Duran was trying to force the action rather than letting the game come to him. He was pressing, trying to do too much in the leadoff spot, and it showed. Here is the genuinely intriguing part, though. At the end of last year, when Roman got hurt and Duran got plugged back into the leadoff spot, the pressing returned. But in the stretch of games where Cora dropped him into the 3-hole, the cleanup adjacent spot in the heart of the order, Duran was a completely different animal. In 25 games batting 3rd last season, he posted a .266 average with a 384 on-base percentage, a .479 slugging percentage, 4 home runs, 8 doubles, 15 RBI, and an OPS that cleared 800. Those are legitimately excellent numbers. Numbers that suggest the 3-hole might actually be where JIREN DURAN does his most dangerous work. Because the pressure is different, the approach is different, and he can let his natural power stroke take over, rather than trying to manufacture something at the top of the order. Now, pile all of this on top of the separate buzz being generated by Andrew Monasterio, the other position player getting attention from Cora in these opening days of camp. Monasterio came over in the Caleb Durbin trade and quietly put together a .270 average over 68 games last year in a situation that nobody was really watching. He's already gone yard in spring training for the Red Sox, and with Romy Gonzalez's injury creating a genuine hole at third base, Monasterio could end up having a real meaningful role on this roster early in the 2026 season. 2 players, 2 sets of positive early reviews from the manager, and a coaching staff that seems dialed in on getting the most out of the offensive pieces at their disposal. Because here is the thing about this Red Sox team that the national media keeps getting wrong. Everyone wants to talk about the pitching, and yes, absolutely, the pitching looks tremendous, but the offense is being massively underrated heading into this season. The lineup on paper reads something like this: Roman leading off, Story batting second, Duran dropping into that devastating 3-hole, Wilson Contreras cleaning up at 4, Willard in the 5 spot, and a rotating cast of contributors filling out the bottom of the order. That is a lineup with length, with balance between lefties and righties, and with multiple legitimate offensive threats capable of putting crooked numbers on the scoreboard on any given night. The question marks exist. Nobody is pretending Marcelo Meyer and Isaiah Kiner Falefa don't create some uncertainty in the middle infield offensively. Nobody is pretending that the Masataka Yoshida situation isn't a storyline that needs to get resolved before opening day. And yes, losing Bregman to free agency leaves a void that you feel even if the roster construction around it is solid. But if Duran comes back to his 2024 form, even 80% of his 2024 form, and if Will Brew takes a step forward, and if the pitching staff performs anywhere close to its ceiling, this is a team that can do some serious damage in the American League. The leg kick is back. The exit velocities are stupid. Alex Cora is smiling. And spring training in 2026 just got a whole lot more interesting for every single person who bleeds Red Sox red. If you want to watch this team all season long and be part of a community that actually breaks down what's happening instead of just screaming hot takes, you are in exactly the right place. Smash that like button if you think Jarren Duran is about to remind the entire baseball world what he is capable of. Drop a comment below and tell me where you think he should bat in the lineup, leadoff, second, or third, because that conversation is very much still open. And if you are not subscribed to Red Sox Digest yet, what are you even doing? Hit that subscribe button right now, turn on the notifications, and let's ride this 2026 season together from the very first pitch of spring training all the way to October. Red Sox Nation, it is time. Let's go.
Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.